The inside flap of the book asks if Encyclopedia is really a crime fighter. Is Sally pretty and tough? Can Bugs Meany be stopped? Yes, that's the basic premise of the series.
Argofont Book Review, Argofont Book Review.
Case 1. The aquarium's tiger salamander was stolen. Mrs. King says salamanders have magical properties. Dr. O'Donnell says he was taking care of an Australian crocodile. Sam says he's been taking care of salamanders and other lizards for 19 years. Who did it? Sam. A real expert would know salamanders are amphibians, not lizards. Although in his defense that's not an exact quote, Chief Brown was paraphrasing, he could have gotten it wrong. Survey says... Half points? Who are these geniuses who know the difference between amphibians, lizards, reptiles, and salamanders? I sure don't. Case 2. Kids are painting pictures of fruit for an art class. In between classes 2 and 3, the teacher notices that someone took a banana from the model. The banana is definitely there in Class 1's paintings. Can you solve the case? Encyclopedia concludes that since the banana is not in Class 2's paintings, it was stolen before Class 2 started. Good deduction, but there's a problem. Encyclopedia only looked at Class 1's paintings. The book never tells us what was in Class 2's paintings. Since the vital clue is not mentioned in the story itself, it's impossible to solve the mystery on your own. 0 points. Case 3. Bugs pays Encyclopedia to watch his pet cockroach. At a bug racing competition, Bugs pulls out a shoebox with a dead cockroach inside. The cockroach is standing feet down. He accuses the detectives of killing the roach. What is his mistake? Cockroaches always die feet up. Survey says half points, but it was 1 vote away from a 2/3 majority. Bugs is kicked out of the race for lying, even though he was sabotaging himself and not any of the other competitors. Case 4. A thief steals a valuable watch from Mr. Von Martin. Here's a copy of the culprit's note. Encyclopedia says it's probably the work of the Roman numeral robber. Wait, no! Von Martin is the culprit! Why? The note incorrectly says 4 is I, not IV. So the Roman numerals are wrong. I would be fine if that was the solution, but no. Encyclopedia takes it 1 step further and says only watch jewelers use that particular variation of Roman numerals. Survey says kids don't know that. Oh, you had a good solution and you messed it up. Case 5. Like the previous book, a contest judge has disappeared unexpectedly. She left behind a coded message saying who the winner is. Oddly enough, she also left behind a full letter, so she had more than enough time to write down the winner's name. She just decided a code would be more fun. So here's her code. It's a red dress with a calendar open to January. This is the list of contestants. Who is the winner? The winner is Garnet. Garnets are red like the dress, and they're the birthstone of January like the calendar. I did not know this information. Birthstone January? What? Survey says half points, but they say if you're born in January, you're way more likely to know that information. I want to note that the list is in a larger size than the rest of the book. That's the case with every single note in this book, and you'll notice that half of the cases include notes. It feels like a cheap excuse to take up space. Case 6. Wilford Wiggins claims he's selling peacock eggs, which were laid by a peacock with beautiful feathers. How do we know he's lying? The correct term for female peacock is peahen, and furthermore, peahens have less colorful plumage. Personally speaking, I've never heard the word peahen before. I have seen peacocks before, but it's not like I got up close and personal with them to double-check their gender. Survey says it's a bad solution. An actual zoo employee messaged me because of the survey, complaining they have to deal with this peafowl problem all the time. I feel bad for them. Case 7. Someone volunteers to be an umpire at a baseball game. When the umpire stays in place to dust off home plate, Encyclopedia says he's a phony. Why? Umpires always face the crowd when dusting off home plate. The idea is that it's bad manners to show your back to the crowd, which seems a little silly to me, since the umpire spends pretty much all the game with their back to the crowd. A quick search on the internet reveals that this is not a hard and fast rule. Umpires break it regularly. Survey says it's a bad solution. Case 8. A child is kidnapped at a boating convention. On a calculator, he wrote 577345. Why did he do this? If you turn the calculator upside down, it reads shells. The culprit is from the Shells Company. I pulled the internet on this case. No, I'm just kidding. I think this review has had more than enough internet polls. Case 9. Gwendolyn is selling fake presidential memorabilia, like President Reagan's shoes, President Truman's bow tie, President Jefferson's belt buckle, and President Washington's toothbrush. How do we know she's lying? President Washington had false teeth. He didn't need a toothbrush. He did have one real tooth, but there's no need to be that picky about it. Case 10. Benny's cousins are jerks who steal his surfboard. He forces them to give it back, so they steal it again when he is asleep. They claim they woke up at noon and saw the culprit's huge shadow. They chase the culprit all the way to the parking lot. What is their mistake? There are no big shadows at noon. At noon, the sun is above you and shadows go directly downward. Wow! This is the worst book of the series by far. That's why I did polls for 6 of the solutions. I wanted to confirm these are bad solutions and not that I just read the book and I was in a grouchy mood. No, they're legitimately bad. So I give Encyclopedia Brown number 22, Encyclopedia Brown and the Case of the Slippery Salamander, a 4.5 out of 10. The book got better at the end, as you saw, but it's still a bad sign when you've got 1.5 points going into Case 8.